Hi and welcome to April 2020 Pick a Card reading. I thought I would do a pick a card reading for April because we are in such interesting times right now, and I thought it might help some of you, give you sort of the guidance that you're needing and clarification and just hopefully some support as well. So if you're new to pick a card reading, this is how it works. So you have got 5 piles of cards in front of you. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, and pile number 5. So just take a moment just to center yourself, do this together, breathe into our heart space, and just call on your guides and angels to help you right now. Just ask them to give you the highest guidance possible, and just tune into your heart. And know that whatever guidance that comes, just use what you feel resonates and is right for you. So just take a minute, choose the deck that you feel drawn to, and just you can skip to that deck on the timestamps that will be posted below. So let's get started. Okay, pile number 1, this reading is for you. Okay, so we have the Awakening card, the two of crystals, Strength, the Hierophant, and Oppression. So interestingly, we've immediately got the Awakening card, which just shows that you are really opening yourself up more and more to sort of the idea of why you're here, your life purpose. It's such a powerful time for you. There's so much activation that's happening within you. Just be aware of your energy right now because you will be really sensitive. You might be getting a lot of downloads in your sleep. So although you might be either having issues with sleep, or you might be sleeping a lot more than usual, having really deep sleep, and you're remembering your dreams in much more clarity than you have before. And this shows that you're very much awakening on a spiritual level. So when we've got that next to the 2 of crystals, and this is definitely very much to do with your life purpose, you're very close to realizing what it is that you're here to do. And in April, there will be a lot more clarity for you. So even when we're in the middle of these difficult times that so many of us are facing, and there is a lot of upheaval happening within your own life, that may be making you feel uncertain, but when we've got these 2 cards, the Awakening and the 2 of crystals, it means that there's going to be much more clarity. You're going to get sudden flashes of inspiration or ideas that come out of nowhere where you'll be like, yes, this is what I'm needing to be doing. So this is a perfect time for you to go inward and start to really notice what guidance, what your intuition is telling you right now, because there is more than one option available to you as well. And we've got another big card here with the Strength and the Hierophant, and this is all about sort of going inward and going within ourselves and to really get more clear about what it is that we are wanting to do, but it also means having to face the past, about healing. What is it that you might be needing to heal from the past? So with the Strength card, this is all about delving inward and really getting clear about what blocks you may be having right now that are stopping you from living your true potential. Because when we've got the Hierophant card, it just means that there's a lot of wisdom that's coming forward for you. The Hierophant is all about, feeling like we're here for something bigger, we're here for something big, and we're still not quite sure what that is, but we're getting that clarity, we're getting that understanding. And I think when we go through such a difficult time as that what we're going through, it can really activate so much within us, because we are having to be forced in a way to slow down and face those aspects of ourselves that we'd rather not. So with the Hierophant and the Strength card, you are definitely being told to go inward more. And then we've got the Oppression card, which is linked to the Devil card in the original tarot deck. So these are the Star Child tarot. And when we have oppression, it can sometimes mean that we're feeling stuck, we're feeling anxious, we're feeling like we're not getting anywhere. But then we've got all these powerful cards before this one, which means that it's just a lot of what you're doing is internal work. So don't be dismayed if you feel like April is going to be a month for you that you feel stuck, because you are doing so much internal work. And you will know that you are making progress, because you will probably get those sudden flashes of insight and inspiration. Or you will start sort of going more, feeling like you want to slow down more. You maybe want to meditate more, go inward more. So when we've got the Oppression card, it just means that we are being forced to look at ourselves in a different way. So we also have the Deep Cellular Healing, Seas of Mintaka, the Big Picture Thinking, and Activated Earth. So they are so many deep cards here. So this card, the Deep Cellular Healing, physical and emotional healing. So there is so much healing going on, and this is very much linked to what I was saying with the Hierophant card, where we are going inward a lot more. We are being forced to look at ourselves in a deeper way. And when we've got this card, it means that there is going to be more doorways opening for you when it comes to your dreams and your life purpose and where you feel you want to be going. There's a lot of angelic energy with this card as well, where you are very much connected to the spiritual realms, and you might feel like you're more drawn to angels more now than you have been before. And there's a lot of activation happening within you. So again, going back to your sleep patterns, which may be changing so much right now, where you might be feeling like you're needing more sleep than normal, or you are maybe waking up consistently between 2 and 3 in the morning, which is often the times where those downloads and activations happening. So to avoid getting exhausted or waking up feeling more tired than before you went to bed, it's important to make sure you are spending more time with your soul. So doing more meditation work or doing more spiritual learning, where you just have more quiet time, or even just going out for walks, going out in fresh air and going out in nature. All of these things can really help you tune inward. And then when we've got the Seeing Potential, bringing consciousness to light, it means that those activations that are happening on that cellular level, it'll be coming forward in a way that is physical. So you might be feeling like you're wanting to do more creative work, where you are doing things that you used to enjoy even when you were younger or as a child. You're going back to who you were, and you're seeing the potential in those moments where you are going back to your childlike self, but it's going back to who you once were, without all the trauma, the anxiety, the pressure that we put on ourselves as adults. We're going back to our true inner nature. And we also have the Pleiades energy, visionary and inspired ideas. So this card is definitely saying to watch out for important dreams, important messages that are coming through from the spiritual realm, because we've got the doorway in this card, which is all about walking through the spiritual realms and starting to connect with our spirit guides and our ancestors in a way for healing and for really getting clear on our own life purpose. And also this card says Pleiades energy, which is that gentle energy from Pleiades. And if you don't know much about Pleiades, they're very much connected to what is known as starseeds, and those are humans who feel like they are off this planet but not off this planet at the same time. So Pleiadian energy is these gentle light beings who, some of them have incarnated in this time of great need, and they feel very drawn to that sort of gentle healing energy So you may be drawn to Reiki right now, or you may be drawn to sort of angelic healing energy, like with the first card. So just tune inward and seeing what your soul is needing right now. And then finally, we've got activated earth. Trust where you are being led. Trust where it is that you are needing to go. Once all of this is over and you're feeling like you want to take that trip away to a certain place, or something keeps coming up within your mind about a place that you want to go to visit, even if you're out walking, it could be that you're feeling drawn to going somewhere for healing. You might be feeling drawn to going to certain bodies of water. For example, for me recently, I've been feeling really drawn to going walks near the stream, being near water more often than normal right now, because it is such a healing place for me. So this could mean that you are being very drawn to where it is that you are needing more healing from. And then also we've got envy, action, and door to spirit. So with the envy card, it can mean that sometimes in the past you may have compared yourself to others when it comes to how far you wish you were on your path, but you feel like you're never good enough. In a way, you compare yourself to other people, and this might be blocking you from your true potential because you are constantly being harsh on yourself. So this card is all about making April a time for self-care, for really going inward, and for really letting go of those expectations that you keep putting on yourself, because it's time for you to release them in order for you to start living your highest and true potential. And then we've got the action card, which is all about moving forward with our goals. So even at a time of inaction, this is definitely a time for us to really get clear. And for you, it's really important for you to really have a plan ahead for what it is that you're wanting to do. So write down sort of, maybe some of us are feeling drawn to sort of writing even a 10-year plan, because 2020 is such a powerful era. So even writing down where you want to be in 10 years, but if you want, break that down so it's easier for you to vision. So create a vision board. That's what came up immediately for me, creating a vision board, creating something that will really make you feel like you're working towards something and keep you motivated. And then we've got the door to spirit card, which means that we are being very open. So this card is all connected to our crown chakra, which is where sort of our guides and angels and spirit guides and the spiritual realm come forward and give us those ideas and visions and inspiration. And you're being very open right now. And it's such a powerful time for you to sort of move forward and to activate your own gifts. So this card shows that you might be very psychic or empathic, so you've definitely got spiritual gifts, and it's like you're awakening these all right now. And then also we have the warrior woman card, which is saying, if you weren't afraid, what would you do? So this card is really about activating your true potential and really having the courage to step forward and make those big decisions that you've been wanting to make with your life but putting off, and about having the courage to stand up for yourself as well, about standing up for what it is that you want to do, and feeling like there is a reason for you to be here. And then we've also got with it, this card, we've got the inner temple, which is devotion, tuning into the portal of your heart. So with these two cards, you're really stepping up your game right now, and April is going to be such a big month for you because so many downloads are happening, and it's really important for you to stay grounded and make sure you're giving yourself the space to connect to yourself and connect to your heart. So there's a lot going on, and April will feel like you aren't moving forward because you do have the oppression card, but you're also going to be activating so much potential within you. There's so much healing. So overall, April is going to be a massive month for you, and it's definitely going to be very exciting, and I really hope these cards helped. If they did, please give a thumbs up and comment below, and hopefully see you next month. Thank you. Okay, pile number 2, this reading is for you. So to start with, we have the Sun, perspective, temperance, the Tower, and Queen of Crystals. So wow, to start with, you've got the Sun card, which is definitely one of the most positive cards that you can get in the tarot card. And the Sun is all about new beginnings and inspiration and joy and happiness and feeling more connected than ever to our soul tribe and our family. And new ideas coming forward as well. And this is just the perfect time for you to get started on your goals and your mission and what you feel like you're here to do. So this is such a beautiful card. But we've also got the perspective card, which sometimes means that there's a lot going on within your own life where you do feel like you're not in control right now. And the perspective card sometimes means that we're having to deal a lot with other people's emotions and their fears, and we're having trouble kind of deciphering out what is real and what isn't. So sometimes we're taking on the problems and the fears of other people as our own, and it's making our own energy feel blocked and stagnant. So with the perspective card, it's important to kind of take a step back and really gain sort of higher wisdom about, there's bigger lessons happening here, not just within the world, but within our own lives as well, and just seeing what it is that we can learn from the situation and how we can move forward. Sometimes it does feel like you put a lot on your shoulders, and you can sometimes literally have the world on your shoulders, and you feel very responsible for the well-being of everybody else around you. So it's important for you to kind of take a step back and just notice where your own energy is going, because we do have the Temperance card straight after it. And I have to say, you've got very big cards right now, so April definitely is going to be a massive month for you. But when we've got the Temperance card, it does mean that you are very emotionally in tune to everybody else around you, so you are very much an empath. You can be quite psychic as well, very in tune to your own spiritual wisdom. So when we've got Temperance, it's all about trying to find balance between our higher selves and sort of living within sort of the 3D world that we are on Earth. And it can sometimes mean that you do find it difficult to get yourself grounded. And when we've got the Sun card, there's so many great inspirations and ideas coming forward for you. It can be difficult for you to get those ideas grounded because you are quite up in your head a lot, and I do get this myself. Being a Cancerian, I do find my emotions do overwhelm me a lot. So with Temperance, it's important for you to kind of tune into your emotions and just make sure that you're not taking on more than you need to. And we've got the Tower card, and the Tower very much represents what on a collective level humanity is going through, because with the Tower card, everything that we have clinged on to, such as there are things that have made us feel stable, such as our sort of financial system, our governments, the society as a whole, all these things feel like they're crumbling away. And within our own lives, and the Tower card can make us feel like, there isn't anything to hold on to right now. We're having to shift everything, shift our perspective, and shift our ideas of what we wanted in our lives, but actually what the universe is now saying is what you want isn't necessarily right for you. And actually now this is the time for you to start on your true and highest path. And then we've got the Queen of Crystals, which does mean that there is a lot of change happening within your work, which could mean that you're either wanting to move forward in a new self-employed route, or you're wanting to move forward with sort of a new idea, or wanting to put your foot forward into self-employed work. Or it could mean also that there's changes happening within your own work, and it can make you feel quite again, going back to the Tower card, feeling unstable, feeling like your root chakra, in a way, what you've been rooted within, is sort of falling away. But there's so much happening, because when we've got the Sun card as well, it just means there's a lot of positive things happening There's a lot underlying, and we've got this sun with the temperance, so there's so much going on within you right now. So don't be disheartened when April kind of feels more challenging. And then we've also got Fall Into My Arms, I Remember, the Golden Child, and Empathic Starseed. So fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, dealing with extremes in life. So this can mean that we are having to deal with a lot right now, and it feels exhausting, and you are feeling like, you're running on a treadmill, but you're not getting anywhere. But when we've got that idea of how our lives felt like we should be, it's kind of like where 5 years ago you might have had a vision of where you wanted to be right now, and now it feels like it's fallen apart and you're not there. This card is about surrendering to that, feeling that emotion of grief, disappointment and fear, but not letting it take hold. Surrender to it, but don't let it dictate your next steps. Instead, surrender to those moments where you do feel emotionally overwhelmed, but try and find ways to move forward. And then we've got the soul plan, which is all about connecting to your soul. So April is going to be a time for you to delve inward into your soul, kind of look at what it is you're wanting to do. And we've got the fated life versus the destined life here, where it means that, again, going back to where we saw ourselves and feeling like that path has been taken away from us, or it's changed in such a way that we don't know our next steps anymore, but that's okay. This is a time for you to let go of what it is that you've been holding on to and go inward and go into your soul. And then we've got the golden children, the inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. And when you've got that with you had the temperance card, and then you've also got at the end here empathic starseed. So these two cards are very much connected to the temperance card, where you're very intuitively aware, you're very psychic, you've got natural gifts, and it's about connecting to them, and that's where you're going to be finding really who you truly are. And we've got empathic starseed and absorbing what's not yours, which is again going back to watching your energy and how you are creating boundaries for people, and not always taking on what everybody else is going through as your own. Kind of, as much as we want to be helpful and compassionate to those around us, we shouldn't be doing that to the detriment of our own health and well-being. So it's important for you to look after your energy in April and to connect to your soul and to notice what those gifts are, because you are very intuitive and empathic. And then we've also got the rest card, which again is going back to sort of that fall into my arms card, where it's about surrendering and letting go of those expectations we've been putting on ourselves and just allowing rest and rejuvenation to come, where we can really, cleanse our souls and connect to our souls and really focus inward more and more. And then we've also got the temple path, and this is all about connecting to our spiritual realms, our spiritual gifts, and also shows that you are quite psychic and you've got a lot of guides protecting you right now. Your angels are very much surrounding you with their love and light, and they want you to know that you are very powerful and that you just need to realize how powerful you are and how beautiful and incredible you are, and to start believing in yourself. And then we've got attachment, which is again very much connected to the Tower card and beautifully follows on from that card, where it's about letting go of what we are feeling attached to, and really starting to, release those blocks that have been holding us back and tying us down, and starting to release also those ideas that we feel like all those, the things that we've been putting on our own shoulders, feeling like we have to fit into a box, this ideal person that we've wanted to be, but actually isn't actually you. It's about being true to yourself. And finally, we've got the Council of Light card, Helpers in the Subtle Realm, which is again going back to the Temple Path card and about connecting to our spirit guides and our angels for help and healing. And then we've also got Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. Excuse me. And that's a really exciting card because this is very much sort of where humanity is going. It is about creating not so much heaven on earth, because obviously that's a little bit down the road, but creating a new way of being within our own lives. And when we start sort of connecting to ourselves in a higher way and creating our new way of living and of being and not going back to that old way anymore, then the rest of the world changes with us. But we have to do the work first, and April's definitely going to be a month for you to start doing that really deep inner work. So there's a lot going on for you in April, and I really hope these cards resonate. If they did, please give a thumbs up and comment below, and hopefully see you next month. Thank you. Okay, pile number 3, this reading is for you. So let's get started. So first card we have is Starseed, 10 of Crystals, the Magician, Wheel of Fortune, gosh, I've got big cards, and the Chariot. That is exciting, you've got lots of big cards. So we've got the Starseed card, which I absolutely love. And this card is about connecting to our spiritual gifts and our soul and feeling excited. There's a lot of excitement coming forward with this card, and it's just a lovely energy. And it shows that you're feeling very, very powerful right now. You might not feel it, but it's like you're connecting to very powerful energy. And the Starseed card is just showing that you are really starting to realize your true potential. And when we've got this with the 10 of Crystals, it means that there's a big project that you might be working on that's coming to fruition soon, and it's really exciting, and it's something that you've been wanting for such a long time. And it just shows that the hard work that you've been putting in yourself over these last few years, all the development, the personal development, the spiritual journey that you've been on, you're going to start to see the fruition of it soon. You're going to start to see the rewards that are coming to you, and it's such a lovely, powerful time for you. And it's really exciting because we've also got the Magician card, which I'm always really excited to see. So we've got Magician and Starseed, which is incredible cards. And when we've got the Magician card, it's all about working with the energies and the law of attraction and really starting to see where our lives are going and where we want to be, and connecting to our gifts in a way that is really powerful. And there's so much you're going to be sharing with the world, because when we've got the Wheel of Fortune card, it means that you're going to be sharing your gifts out with others. It can sometimes mean, with the Wheel of Fortune, it can sometimes mean that you feel like you've come full circle, and this is a time for you to, there might be something that you're still having to learn, that there's something that you're still having to deal with, and it could be a difficult relationship, or a block that keeps coming up. But you're definitely, when you've got the Magician card, you're definitely going to overcome it. And then we've got the Chariot card, which is sort of full steam ahead with what it is that we've been wanting to do, and really getting clear on our goals, and really just charging ahead. And you've got such beautiful cards, and it just means that April's going to be such a powerful month for you, and I'm excited to see what other cards you're going to get. So Portal, doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wild card. So when we've got that with the Magician card, it can mean that whatever you're thinking, you're creating. So it's important to get clear, crystal clear on what it is that you're wanting to create in your life. This card is all about going inward and meditating and understanding what on a soul level we are feeling we are here to do. And you're very much in charge of your own destiny right now. You're in charge of the path ahead. It's not been written for you. And it's just really, it's a time for you to get clear on your life purpose. And then we've got soul memories. You've done this before. So you've definitely been here a few lifetimes, and there's so much activation coming up within you where you feel like, there's when we're going through a difficult time like we are, so much activation is happening for so many people right now, because it's as if they knew this was going to happen, and not in a sort of a psychic way, but something's activated within them and you realise, right, okay, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. I need to get this done. And this is very much connected to Lost Lands, which is about Lemuria and Atlantis, and having memories of a time and a place in humanity where we lived in peace, we were very much spiritually connected, and we were connected to our own gifts. And there is so much activation happening within you that you are remembering. Those rememberings are happening within your sleep, and they're happening when you're meditating. So it's important to go inward at this time. And we've also got your life as a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. So going back to the portal card, like what is that you're wanting to create, and getting clear on it and feeling like you are here for a purpose and understanding what that purpose is. So April is definitely a time for you to about going inward and going deeper within your own soul and getting that understanding and that clarity. And then we've also got Whale and Orca Elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. So frequency healing would be really helpful to you right now. And when I say frequency, it's more like, there's certain frequencies that will activate our own memories and our cellular healing. So something like 432 hertz or 532 hertz. Those kind of frequencies, and even listening to whale song, because when we've got the whale song, that also activates sort of very much our healing abilities. So meditating on frequency will help you go even deeper inward. So really powerful cards. And then we've also got caring connections, and this is all about sort of making those connections to the people that we love most, and really knowing who it is that we want to spend our time with and how we want to spend our time with them, and having a lot more open and honest communication with them as well. And when we've got that, we've also got the Magician and the Mirror, which is again going back to the Magician card about really creating our life in a way that is connected to the law of attraction and manifesting what we're wanting to manifest. And then we've got the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. And we've got that with the Caring Connections card. It can mean that there's a lot of healing happening within the relationships around you, where sometimes it's felt like you've taken on a lot of other people's sort of pain, and that's within your own heart. And when we're faced with sort of spending more and more time with our loved ones, we're getting clearer about what it is that we are naturally needing to release, and how we can make our relationships deeper and more meaningful. And then we've also got Align Your Life, what is no longer in alignment with who you truly are, and awakening energetic upgrades, a new way of being. So this card means that there's a lot shifting and changing in your life, and it's you're coming out of this sort of a new person. People might not even recognize you. Your energy will be different. You'll be shifting so much. And the energetic upgrades can mean that you are on a cellular level. There's a lot of frequencies. So when you're listening to frequencies, which is what was came up with the Whale Elder card, when you start listening to more and more frequencies and meditate more, then we start shifting our energy and shifting us within us on a cellular level, and we start integrating more energetic upgrades so we can deal with the higher energies that are coming forward on this planet. And that means that you're going to be activating your own higher potential. So for pile number 3, if you chose this card, then this is such a powerful time for you. There's so many big cards that came up, and it's really exciting, and I hope these resonated with you. If they did, please give a big thumbs up and comment below, and thanks so much for joining me. Okay, pile number 4, this reading is for you. So let's see what cards you've got. You've got the Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands, Page of Wands, lots of wands, 2 of Wands, and 10 of Swords. So we've got lots of wands, and wands in tarot is about sort of the ideas that are coming forward. The wands is all about things that aren't tangible in our reality yet, but that things that keep playing on our mind. So when we've got the Queen of Wands with the Ace of Wands, and there's a lot of powerful new ideas coming forward. So the Ace of Wands is about new beginnings and about kind of integrating a new way of being. And when we've got the Queen of Wands, it can mean that we're starting to feel more confident in our own skin and ourselves. We're changing so much, and I'm seeing lots of, new ideas and inspirations coming forward, but also just changing your daily routine. And of course, everybody's having to change their routine right now, but you're changing it in a way that you feel you want to keep this change going. It's a good change. It's a really positive change. And when we've got the Page of Wands, it means that we're ready to sort of move forward. So there's a lot of new ideas coming forward, but when we've got Page of Wands, it's like you're ready to let go of something. We're ready to, make this change more solidified, if that makes sense. We want to really know now what it is that we're here to do. And we've got the 2 of Wands, which can mean that sometimes you feel stuck. Sometimes you feel like you're fleeting between one idea and the next, and it's not quite, you don't feel like you've quite got it yet. But there is definitely going to be massive new change coming up for you. And we also have the 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords can mean that we feel quite conflicted. So we feel like there's these big changes happening and we're not sure how to deal with them. There's a lot of emotions and anxiety and fear coming up. And sometimes it can mean we're feeling quite conflicted, but also when we're conflicted inward, it can mean we're having that confliction is leaking out into our relationships, and it can mean that sometimes we're having, a lot more arguments and fears coming up with the people in our lives. But when we've got 10 of Swords, it also means there's so much healing happening. I'll see what comes after. So yeah, we've got the I'm sorry card, which can mean that we're feeling kind of defenseless right now. We're feeling like everything we've held on to, everything that, because we've got uprooting with this card, feeling like we're being uprooted, that we're just not sure about where we're heading, but we've got all these new ideas coming forward. So it's kind of just about trusting and going inward and trusting our intuition, but also feeling into those difficult emotions and just understanding that although it might feel like outwardly everything that physically you've been holding on to is changing and it feels like you are being uprooted, if you could just go inward right now, because there's so much healing happening within yourself, that it's okay for you to feel unsafe. It's okay that you feel angry, you feel all these emotions coming up. And it's okay to be honest with the people that you love that are around you, to say, this is how I'm feeling. It's okay to open up and be vulnerable. So don't be afraid. And then we've got wait. It's not time yet. So this might explain why there's so much new ideas coming, but at the same time you feel stuck. Things are being woven, which means that the universe it's after this time. I feel like right now it's not a time for you to sort of take action, but it's a time for you to go inward and know that everything's going to happen in the right time for you. So don't worry too much about when. And then we've got Earth, learning how to be human in the world but not of it. So when we've got the Earth card, it means that we are needing to focus on healing our root chakra. So especially in a time like this, a lot of people are feeling vulnerable and feeling stuck and feeling like everything they've held onto is falling away. So when we've got Earth card, it's about finding small ways to make sure you're grounding yourself. So take regular salt baths if you have Epsom salts, or even just taking regular baths, going out for walks in nature, meditating more. Just really focusing inward and being very kind to yourself and being very gentle to yourself. And then you've got Inner Earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. So focus on what you can control right now. Focus on the small things you can feel grateful for. Focus on your energy and how you can uplift your energy, because when we're constantly in a state of fear, then that affects us on such a deeper level and we find it difficult to see a way forward. But fear only holds you back from your true potential. So it's important that you do know that you've got this. You're not alone. Reach out to the people that you feel will support you and will love you. But most of all, know that you are loved, that you are protected and held right now. And then we've also got blossoming abundance. And that kind of means that, again, going back to the gratitude, being grateful for the small things that we do have right now. Doing meditations on gratitude or doing law of attraction meditations could help really kind of bring your energy back into a higher state of awareness. And then we've got the 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. And going back to those wand cards, it's about new ideas and inspirations coming forward. That'll give you more insight and guidance into your higher purpose, and that you are here for a higher reason. And a new path is opening up for you. But just to go inward right now, April is a time for you to slow down and go inward and trust more. And then we've got the Angel of Balance. And the biggest lesson coming forward right now in April is that it feels like you want to keep yourself busy so that you don't have to worry and think about everything. But the Angel of Balance card is saying you need to find more balance. You're being forced to slow down for a reason. So just allow that to happen. Try not to control anything and be kind and compassionate to yourself. Make self-care a priority and allow this time to slow down, because it won't happen for long. All of this will probably change just as quick as it happens. So just allow that time, allow yourself to slow down where you can. And finally, the Imrama card. Where are you being called to journey to? And you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. So these cards finally are all about what is it that you're needing to ask yourself, the deeper questions about what is it that you love doing. Are you in a place in your life where you feel like you are doing that? If you don't feel like that, then maybe with the stop overthinking card, stop worrying about all the things you should be doing, but instead just go inward and ask yourself, what is it that your soul's wanting to do right now? What is your heart telling you to do? You're already doing it means that you're already in that place. You're already on the right path. Stop worrying about getting to the destination quicker, but instead enjoy the journey. Enjoy the moments, being present where you are just now and feeling grateful in those moments, and try not to worry and control everything, but instead just release and surrender and let go. So I hope these cards resonated with you. If they did, please give a big thumbs up and comment below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll hopefully see you next month. Thank you. And finally, we've got pile number 5. This reading is for you. So let's see what cards you've got. So we've got the Emperor, the 4 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, and the 3 of Wands. So we've got the Emperor card. This card is all about leadership and feeling the courage to really step up our game and to lead by example. So if this card feels like you either might be in a role of leadership, or you might be, if you're self-employed or if you're a teacher, you might feel drawn to sort of more sort of teaching paths where you're sharing your wisdom and your insights with people. So it's very much a leadership card and stepping up our game, which can feel really scary. But with April, it means that the ideas and these projects that you've had that you've been working on, this is the time to share them. So when we've got the Four of Wands, it means the completion of big projects that we've been sort of holding on to for such a long time, but we're ready to share them with the world. So if you're feeling drawn to a teaching path, or to create something that you feel will help others, and this card is very much for you, because it's about being of service in a way that's sort of higher and will really help everybody else around you. And then we've got the Eight of Cups, which is all about, this card is very much about nostalgia, feeling like we want to go back to how things maybe were, feeling a bit worried about the future, which is of course understandable, but it's trying not to dwell too much on this. So it might feel like there is a lot of worry and anxiety coming up for you, but trying not to dwell on it too much. Instead, focus on what you can work on, any new ideas and creative ideas that are coming forward. It's a really good time for you to focus in on them. And the Six of Swords is about letting something go that hasn't been resonating for a while. So the Six of Swords is about breaking away from things that we've been feeling. Now is the time to release this. Now is the time to let this go, and starting to really focus on ourselves in a way that's more sustainable. Maybe sometimes you've been giving away your energy to other people in order to make them happy, but maybe you've also been doing that in a way to not make yourself happy, but feel like you're needing to do that for them and not you. So Six of Swords is about letting go and releasing things that haven't been serving you anymore. And then we've got the Three of Wands, it's about new ideas and inspirations and feeling ready to step up. And this is such a beautiful goddess card, and it's about really connecting to our inner goddess and connecting to ourselves in a way that is much more deep and meaningful, and being really compassionate and caring and kind to yourself. I'm seeing you reading a lot more books and really slowing down and spending more time for you and what is that you're wanting to do. And then we've also got the Called card, Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up, and that follows on beautifully from the Emperor card, which is about sort of moving into a role of leadership, about showing people maybe even a new way of being, about being of service and really sharing our wisdom and our insights with people. I'm seeing you sort of more into the social media realm and sort of sharing videos and even books, and really sort of sharing yourself in a way that's push you outside your boundaries and your comfort zone, especially if you're an introvert. But it also means that you're really starting to connect to your soul purpose and why you're here. And then we've also got All Paths Lead Home, Inner Authority, Intuition, and Turning Your Gaze Within. So this card is all about walking the soul journey and really starting to get clear on connecting to your soul more and more, and feeling like you do want to go inward. And again, this is very much connected to the divine feminine and the goddess, and feeling like we are wanting to trust our intuition and be much kinder and gentler to ourselves, and starting to slow down our lives. And then we've also got Lifting the Veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. So this card is really about, again with the Six of Swords card, which is about walking away. This just follows on from that, where it's about questioning what is that you are needing to release and let go of, what isn't serving you anymore, and really being honest with yourself about that, and really starting to trust what is that your soul's guiding you to do. And then we've got Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life and Expression, and again very much connected to the Emperor and the Called card, the Soul Gifts card, and it's about birthing what is that we've been wanting to bring out into the world, a part of ourselves, a part of who we are, our own wisdom and our gifts, and really starting to share that with the world. And then we've also got the third chakra with Archangel Chamuel, and the Archangel Chamuel is connected to the healing the relationships and the love within our lives. But this card, when it's connected to our third chakra, it means that there's healing going on within your solar plexus. So just notice if there's a change in how you're eating, notice what foods you might be drawn to. You might be feeling drawn to either lighter foods, you might be feeling like you're drawn to a different diet. Just notice what your body's needing right now. Tune into your body's wisdom and be kind and gentle to yourself. And we've also got Yin Yang, which is all about finding balance and being kind and compassionate to ourselves. And when we've got the Yin Yang card, it's all about finding that balance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine within ourselves. So maybe in the past we've always strived to maybe connect more with the masculine, which is all about power, authority, creating sort of more, not income, but it's like a more sustainable income where it's like we're in the masculine world, like in a way like a banker or like somebody who does investments, that kind of thing. And when we're trying to balance that with the yang, which is the divine feminine, which is all about going inward and trusting our soul and intuition, it's like trying to find a balance between the two, the masculine world and the divine feminine world. And that's all happening within you right now, and it's just trust in the process. And then love after that is perfect to follow on to the goddess card, which is what keeps coming up with your reading. It's about connecting to the goddess and the divine feminine. And when we've got the goddess of the moon, it's connecting to the moon cycles as well. So feeling more drawn to sort of different times of the moon and when we can do rituals and healings and meditation. So for example, connecting to the new moon, which is about connecting to our own intuition and about connecting to our path and what we're wanting to create. So there's a lot of moon energy coming up. And we've also got get grounded, empath, highly sensitive, and connect to nature, and don't dim to fit in. So when we've got the get grounded card, it's about making sure that you are connecting to your energy and knowing that you maybe are an empath, which means that you can sense and feel energy really easily, and you might feel overwhelmed by everything happening right now. Which is why it's so important to tune into your soul and find small ways that we can make sure we are protecting our energy, protecting our space, and don't dim to fit in, which is all about facing our fears, about putting ourselves out there more for people to see, and really facing our fears about that, because sometimes when it feels like we're needing to do stuff like this gives me the fear. When I do things like this, it gives me the fear because I'm putting myself out there and I'm pushing myself outside my comfort zone. But I feel like it's important to share my message and my light, just in case it can help other people. And for you, it's a very similar thing where you're being pushed to share your light, you're being pushed to share your message and your wisdom. So it's important that you don't dim your light to fit in, but instead focus on expanding your light, because it's so needed right now, and your message and your wisdom is needed. So trust. So I hope that reading resonated with you. Please give a big thumbs up and comment below, and I'll hopefully see you next month. Thank you.